MTI back with another one. What is going on, my future millionaires? Is Solana programmed to $1,000? In other words, can Solana reach $1,000 per coin? Well, this is one of the most talked about things in the Solana community, and there's a few things we're going to take a look at regarding Solana reaching this price point. Number one, what would the market cap have to be? Number two, what do I personally think is needed for this to happen? And number three, when potentially could we see something like this take place? Now, of course, none of this is financial advice, and before we dive into the rest of the show, I want to briefly shout out the sponsor of today's video, which is Grape, which is the first Web4 layer 1 infrastructure for a decentralized internet. Now, there are two things that make Grape unique. Number one is the infrastructure known as DAG. And then the second part is their AI assistance that's going to be embedded into the Web4 infrastructure. Now, one of the biggest claims that the Grape team has said the technology can do, besides being quantum resistant and others, is it will be able to do up to 700K plus TPS, also known as transactions per second. Now, if you'd like to check out Grape and do a little bit more research on it, I will have the links down in the description, and you can also get up to a 10% bonus when using my referral link. But remember, always do your own research. Now, here comes the rest of the show. All right, so as we look at CoinMarketCap's ranking, the market is currently around 1.2 trillion. It is up around 0.94% at the time of this video, and the Fear and Greed Index is a neutral 55. Now, as we can see here, Cardano and Sol is still fighting for that 7th and 8th spot. You have Cardano that has around, close to 300 million more in market cap currently. If we hit here on Solana here, let's take a look at what the market cap will have to be if Solana was at $1,000 per coin. Now, of course, this is going off of what the current circulating supply is. This can definitely change, of course, and we can also do it off of the total supply as well, just so we will know. But this, I can just tell you right now, this is going to be around a 402 billion market cap, and this will be around a 552 billion market cap. But let's do the numbers. So here we have it. We got the circulating supply here, 402 million. And we're going to times that by $1,000 per coin. And as you can see, that's around 402 billion that the market cap would have to be at the current circulating supply. Now, let's take the total supply here, right? Just so people can see. 552 million times $1,000 per Solana coin. That's going to give us 552 billion in market cap, right? Now, as we can see, the market cap will be massive for Solana for it to reach that $1,000 per coin. And I always thought that Solana wouldn't necessarily reach $1,000 this cycle that we are, getting ready to go into. I always thought it would be around the 2030 cycle, which is going to be a true utility run. However, there have been some things that have recently come out with the Solana ecosystem that I think could shake some things up. But there is one major thing that will have to happen. Now, before we look into that, remember I did a video on July 10th with 𝗨𝗚𝗏 gives his prediction on Solana, right, which is around 436 for this upcoming cycle. And this was before the information came out regarding Solana being able to now run Ethereum dApps. And something else new came out today as well, which is right here. You can see Solana Labs announced Solang, which is a compiler enabling developers to write smart contracts on Solana in Solidity, the primary programming language on Ethereum. And remember, as I just mentioned, this just happened earlier this week. Ethereum dApps will be able to run on the Solana blockchain. And now Solana Labs just released this today, which now you can see enabling developers to write smart contracts on Solana in Solidity. Now, if you go over to the article here, you can see Seahorse, which enables Solana smart contracts to be written in Python, the world's most popular programming language. Some of the highlights of Solang compiler, you can see compatibility with Ethereum Solidity 0.8. So you can see right here that Solana, in my opinion, is doing a complete boss move here. It's not per se trying to just come at Ethereum. It's just utilizing its tech to set things up to potentially take the liquidity from Ethereum, which is the thing I think is needed for Solana to actually reach $1,000 coin. Yes, we have Solana Pay. Yes, we have the Saga Web3 phone, which I think is all going to be massive for the ecosystem and for crypto and blockchain tech just in the future. But for Solana really to move up, it really has to be able to take some of that liquidity from Ethereum, which we are seeing the doors are starting to open for that to happen, right? We have Ethereum dApps that will now be able to run on Solana. You have the most programming code now that is now going to be ran on Solana, which is what all the Ethereum developers use. And so when you take a look at this thing, developers are going to start wondering, why would I use Ethereum when I can use Solana that's faster, more efficient, it costs way less, and I can literally use the same code, right? So I think we're really gonna start to see a major shift happen with blockchains. And I'm telling people now, I think this is gonna be major. Nobody really is even talking about this yet unless you're in the Solana community. And one thing I do wanna say, it's a little bit of a rant, but I do wanna say this. For all the influencers and YouTubers that hated on Solana, they have their right. For all the people who got quiet on Solana, you have your right. But this is what I have to say about it. For all of the influencing YouTubers that hated or got quiet on Solana when it was the hardest time to hold it, for all of you that come back to the Sol side, if you don't come correct, I'm calling all of them out. I'm calling all of them out. And the reason why I'm doing it is not to necessarily start drama, but as a leader in the space, we have to lead by example. So if you are hating on Solana, now you want to come back to the Sol side, but act like you never hated. That's not good for the space. Own up to what you said and say, hey, I made a mistake. Solana's actually one of the chosen blockchains, or however you want to go about doing it. But for all the people that was hating on Solana, that was quiet, and then want to come back when they feel it is safe, but never corrected what they said in the past, I'm calling all of them out. Nobody's safe. Definitely the big influencers. I'm not going to call anyone out right now because it doesn't need to happen. They have their right to do what they want to do. But when the rubber meets the road, you're going to see a lot of people FOMO back in and start covering it. If they don't come correct, I'm calling them out. Nobody's safe. So I'm just letting it be known. I was one of the very few, and in my opinion, off the top of my head, I can only think of 3 people, including myself, YouTubers, that was constantly talking about Solana during the bear market, the rough of the bear market, when it was the hardest time to hold it. Myself, Invest Answers, which is James, and Tyler Hill. Those are the only 3 people that was talking about Solana when it was the hardest time to talk about it. Everyone else either got quiet or they had something negative to say. So for all of you, I'm calling you out if you don't come correct when you come back to the Sol side. But that's enough on the rant. I just wanted to touch on that. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you love Solana content. And I will catch you all on the next one.